There is a word that can take us higher. There is a word that can soothe our soul, heal our hearts and fill all desires. It's a word that can make us whole. Shalom, shalom. There is a word that can move tall mountains and raise a valley up to the sky. It sings all songs and paints all pictures. It raises our souls up high. Shalom, 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 shalom. Just enough to hear the sound. Maybe it will bless the earth until we shout out loud. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, I am Rabbi Shaul Praver. You're watching Rabbi Rock TV. Bruchim Habayim, welcome. At this particular time, we're in June of 2009. The world is very concerned about all things Iranian. The Arab world, the Muslim world, is are taking sides now, lining up. Those that are for, those that are against, are concerns about the nuclear capacity of the Iranian regime. And these are very legitimate and troubling issues in our times. And it's a very complicated story. And in order to try to decipher and figure it out, I have invited my friend, Rabbi Daniel Zucker, who is an expert on all things having to do with Iran. He has been called upon on several occasions to testify to the U.S. House of Representatives and the U.S. Senate in briefings that took place in 2005 and 2006 in the context of the Iranian influence in Iraq, and he's just a treasure box of information, and sit back and enjoy the learning. Welcome.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
We're having an election in Iran. It's coming up, and it's, I think, few people know very much about how it works, how the political system is set up. If you could pretty much start anywhere and help us get a sense of how politics work in Iran.
Certainly. We talk about it to a certain extent. We use the term election, but we really then rephrase it as a selection, because even though we're looking for the election now on this coming Friday, June 12th, as the election of the president of Iran, the president in Iran is not the number one figure. The number one figure is the faqih, the supreme leader, the imam, the follower to, the successor to Imam Ruhollah Khomeini, the current imam or Ayatollah, supreme leader, faqih, is Ali Khamenei since 1989. He has the last word on everything. Don't overplay the association, but probably the best way to understand it, faqih is kind of like the Führer of Nazi Germany. Hitler had the last word on everything. Nobody did anything without Hitler's approval. The same thing applies in Iran. So you're getting a selection again, though there are indeed popular elections, but a selection because the faqih, the supreme leader, has appointed a 6 out of 12 members of a council of guardians, Muslim jurisprudence, that determine not only whether any laws passed by the parliament are kosher enough to Islamic or Sharia law, but also have the power to determine whether any candidates that want to run for any office are likewise halal or kosher enough.
I mean, to begin with.
To begin with.
So it's like a vetting process.
Exactly. So what has happened is there were several hundred candidates for the presidency. That was broken down to, or whittled down to 4 remaining candidates, 2 of which are, again in quotation marks, reformers, and 2 are hardliners. If you want, I can go into a little bit of detail about that.
Well, yeah, because I remember we had that guy Khatami, and they called him a reformer because he let the women show a little bit of hair.
Exactly.
But he had the same political beliefs.
It's a very, very similar type of situation. The 2 quote-unquote reformers are Mehdi Haroubi, who is a cleric himself, not as high grade as an Ayatollah. He's one step beneath that.
Okay.
He's the former Speaker of the Majlis, the Parliament. He is somewhat of a reformer, but it's all in limited amount of reform. And former Prime Minister, they eliminated that position in 1989, but he was the last Prime Minister, Mir Hussein Mousavi.